Good evening, I'm Sanjay Pinto. Dayanidhi Maran is on a hat-trick. This is his second truncated term as a cabinet minister. He had to log out of the IT and Telecom Ministry, remember, in 2007 after that family spat. Now as Textiles Minister, a CBI report to the Supreme Court on his alleged role in the 2G scam during his stint as Telecom Minister in the UPA's first innings has come as a huge blot on the fabric of his career. What will the exit of this high-profile, English-speaking, well-networked face of the DMK at the centre mean for the party? What will it mean for its ties with the Congress? What will it mean for Dayanidhi Maran himself? On the big question tonight, we will ask a special panel comprising Cho Ramasamy, editor of Tughlaq, D. Raja, National Secretary of the CPI, and Jnani, veteran political commentator who will be joining us shortly. And the big question is it a speed breaker or the end of the road for the young Don Bosco Loyola College educated DMK leader? But all that coming up in a few minutes after the headlines with my colleague Ashmit Kumar. Ashmit?
Right, Sanjay. Let's take a look at the top stories at this hour. Spectrum saga claims yet another. Maran submits resignation to the Prime Minister after CBI's report. But Karunanidhi throws party's weight behind Maran, confirms that there was no communication between the DMK and the Congress.
யாரையும் ஈடுபடுத்திவிட முடியும். அதற்கு தயாநிதி மாறன் விதிவிலக்கல்ல.
Prime Minister should have acted long before, says Amma, adds that DMK's fate has been sealed.
This is something that was long overdue. He should have resigned long ago.
In Dilshan murder case, no eyewitnesses and still no sign of the murder weapon. CBCID examines alibis of suspects. Activity-based learning versus textbooks, debates rages on even as people look at potential advantages. Principal family court grants divorce to Prabhudeva and Ramlath after a hefty alimony. And indulge in the sinful experience? Here's one excuse if you ever needed one. It's the World Chocolate Day. But let's also take a look at stories that are creating a buzz from across the country. Rahul Gandhi continues his strong attack on the Mayawati government on day 3 of his Padyatra. At least 37 people are dead as an express train collides with a bus at an unmanned crossing in Uttar Pradesh. Sports Authority of India sacks more coaches, says the coaching and the supporting staff of the tainted athletes will be punished. And MS Dhoni hits the big 3-0 today. It's his birthday and the wishes are pouring in. Well, first up in the top story, and the 2G investigations have claimed yet another DMK leader. Dayanidhi Maran resigned today as the Union Textiles Minister after the CBI said that it has evidence against him in the multi-crore telecom scam. Our sources had confirmed that his exit had been sanctioned by the DMK patriarch M. Karunanidhi, but in the latest reaction coming in from the DMK chief himself, he came out openly backing Dayanidhi Maran. Meanwhile, our sources reveal that T.R. Balu is one name that is doing the rounds as a possible replacement. Now, sources said that Maran's resignation came after Prime Minister Manmohan Singh held high-level meetings today with senior ministers such as Pranab Mukherjee, P. Chidambaram, Veerappa Moily, Kapil Sibal and the Attorney General Ghulam Vahanvati separately. Well, of course, in the latest coming in, the DMK camp has finally broken its silence. Speaking to the media, the DMK chief Karunanidhi has thrown the party's weight behind Dayanidhi Maran. He also launched into a scathing attack on the media, saying that it could defame anyone. He also mentioned that there has been no communication between the DMK and the Congress.
உலகத்தில் குறிப்பாக இந்தியாவில் மீடியாக்களின் ஆட்சி நடைபெறுகிறது. அவர்கள் நினைத்தால் யாரையும் ஈடுபடுத்திவிட முடியும். அதற்கு தயாநிதி மாறன் விதிவிலக்கல்ல.
ஐயா, கட்சியின் சார்பில் ஒரே கேள்வியா நாங்க கேட்கவே இல்லை. கட்சி தயாநிதி மாறனுக்கு துணையா இருக்குமாயா? தயாநிதி மாறனுக்கு துணையா திமுக இருக்குமா? தயாநிதி மாறனுக்கு துணையா திமுக இருக்குமான்னு கேக்குறாங்க.
இருக்கும்.
இதுவரைக்கும் தயாநிதி மாறனை ஆதரிச்சு கட்சி எந்த விதமான அறிக்கையோ எந்த விதமான முடிவும் சொல்லவில்லையா?
இதெல்லாம் என்ன நடந்தது? இதான் நம்ம முடிவு வந்திருக்குது. அதனால உலகில் குறிப்பாக இந்தியாவில் மீடியாக்களில் ஆட்சி நடைபெறுகிறது. அவர்கள் நினைத்தால் யாரையும் இழிவுபடுத்தி விட முடியும். அதற்கு தயாநிதி மாறன் விதிவிலக்கு அல்ல.
ஐயா நேத்திக்கு இரவு நீங்க காங்கிரஸோட சோனியா காந்தி அவர்களோட பேசுறீங்க அப்படின்னு செய்தி வந்திருக்கீங்க, அது உண்மையா? நேற்று இரவு காங்கிரஸ் தலைவி சோனியா காந்தியிடம் நீங்க தொலைபேசியில் பேசுனது உண்மையா?
இல்ல.
கேபினட் ரீஷஃபிள்ல டிஎம்கேக்கு சீட் கேக்குறீங்களா? தயாநிதி மாறனும் ராஜாவும் விட்டு கொடுத்த கேபினட் பதவியை நீங்க கேபினட் ரீஷஃபிள்ல கேட்க போறீங்களா?
தெரியாது.
மத்திய அரசுல இருந்து இல்லாட்டி காங்கிரஸ் இருந்து யாருன்னா உங்ககிட்ட பேசினாங்களா?
பேசல
சார். தயாநிதி மாறனுக்காக ரீப்ளேஸ்மென்ட் யாராவது கேக்குறீங்களா?
இந்த கேள்வி பதில் தர தயாரா
சார். நீங்க பிரைம் மினிஸ்டருக்கு ஏதோ கடிதம் எழுதுனா சொல்றாங்க, அப்படி ஏதோ எழுதப்பட்டதா?
உங்க கற்பனை, அது உங்க கற்பனை.
Well, reactions have been coming in thick and fast. Amma appeared to be in no mood to cut the DMK or the UPA any slack, maintaining that the resignation was long overdue.
Maran being arrested now. I mean, resigning now.
This is something that was long overdue. He should have resigned long ago, or the Prime Minister should have made him resign long ago.
So, ma'am, I know also about lots of cases that's emerging against Kalanidhi Maran, his group of companies and all that.
And Hansraj
Saxena. So, would you be strict in taking action in the state as well against them?
Most certainly. Whatever complaints have been received, whatever evidence has come to light, will be acted upon with all seriousness.
With three major politicians of the DMK inside, do you think the end of the DMK is near?
I think the end of the DMK has already been decided by the people.
Well, meanwhile, the BJP disallowed the UPA of drawing any mileage. The BJP maintained that action was taken only due to the involvement of the Supreme Court and that the Prime Minister could not claim any credit. Too little too late was the message coming across.
Resignation was not only necessary, but it was long overdue. The issue is why Prime Minister waited so long, when things were very clear that the way, the linkages between the investment in Sun TV and granting of 23 licenses by forcing somebody to sell his stakes and not granting him licenses, all this is a quid pro quo story. And still, when it came to light, when CBI also made it public, investigated and found the truth, still Prime Minister refused to act. So it is the question about the Prime Minister's ability also, why he is not acting in time, why he takes so long, why he protects till the last moment. When it becomes really untenable, then only there is an action.
And well, the BJP appears to have broken into a rhetoric. In fact, a little after Maran resigned, NDTV 24/7 reporter Rahul Srivastava caught up with the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Arun Jaitley, and here's what he had to say.
Has to make his political assessment that already the credibility of his government is eroding. He's hurt himself when he says that people regard it as the most corrupt government in history. But then if he doesn't act on these grounds and chooses to look the other way, it's a valid allegation.
Will you not say that for the offence for which Mr. Raja is behind bars, it was Mr. Maran perhaps who started it, and the first time that the Prime Minister was told that you should stay off the whole spectrum allocation thing, it was Mr. Maran?
The power of the wireless authority to make frequency allocations is taken away by the minister. The Prime Minister wants to constitute a GOM. The minister has the audacity to tell him, don't do it. This is my prerogative. And now that these facts have come to note, and they're surfacing, the skeletons are tumbling out of the cupboard.
But there is a very strange situation that the Prime Minister had promised that there will be a revamp of the cabinet after the budget session and there will be more wholesome approach, give new direction to governance. Don't you think perhaps that whole exercise of revamp has become so difficult because of all these little compulsions which keep coming up every day, that Mr. Devara is offering to resign because of CAG report and gas allocation, Mr. Maran is a question mark, Telangana burning. Isn't it a very hemmed-in Prime Minister, a beleaguered Prime Minister right now?
Obviously. The Prime Minister is no longer the center of authority. Even when Mr. Devara has offered to quit, he's gone and offered to somebody else. You can't have a government run on this awkward structure where the Prime Minister is not the real source of authority. The power lies somewhere else. Democracies don't run on this pattern.
Is it this dichotomy, is it this crisis between the Congress, the party and the governance which is the real reason for the
In a democracy, the total authority must vest in the Prime Minister. The buck must stop with the Prime Minister. But if the Prime Minister is not the key player and the key player is somebody else, then all these contradictions are bound to emerge.
Well, coming back to the big question, of course, road bump or dead end for Maran, it's over to our executive editor, Sanjay Pinto.
All right, welcome back to the special discussion, end of the road or a speed breaker for Dayanidhi Maran. That's the big question tonight. And joining us live in our studio, Cho Ramasamy, editor of Tughlaq, Raja D. Raja, the National Secretary of the CPI, and Mr. S. Gnani, veteran political commentator. Mr. Ramasamy, to you first, sir. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now, unlike the case of A. Raja, Mr. Karunanidhi had earlier left Dayanidhi Maran to fend for himself, said that he would tackle everything himself. Only now he has said that the DMK will back Maran. So what is Dayanidhi Maran's future within the DMK according to you?
The DMK is not going to shed any tears for Maran. The DMK suspects, the leadership suspects Maran of having exposed Raja and paved the way for the arrest of Raja, Kanimozhi and all. So they are not going to be very much bothered about Maran's fate. On the other hand, they may have some kind of they may feel that the justice has been done after all, because Maran himself is now in trouble.
All right, crocodile tears is what you're saying, but well, the uncle factor, Mr. Ramasamy, will Stalin and Alagiri stand by Dayanidhi Maran at this stage, or will they try to distance themselves?
Yes, I think the DMK will be secretly happy about this, though they may not admit it in the open, because they have been definitely suspecting Maran of being behind the expose of Raja and the 2G scam. Anyway, as far as the DMK is concerned, you can say this: the paths of glory lead but to the grave, and the paths of spectrum lead but to Tihar.
All right, strong words there, Mr. Ramasamy. Let's bring in also Mr. D. Raja, National Secretary of the CPI. Mr. Raja, thank you as well for joining us. Now, off the record, the DMK says that Dayanidhi Maran hasn't been named in an FIR, he hasn't been charge sheeted, and that the opposition demand earlier for his resignation was premature.
I do not agree with DMK. There are charges against Ms. Maran. These charges appear to be very credible, and morally speaking, he should have resigned long back. Since the CBI has named him and listed out various charges in their status paper which was submitted yesterday in the Supreme Court, he had to resign. It is too late. It is a very blatant stand taken by Ms. Maran. He should have stepped down early, long back. But having said that, I must say that the Prime Minister should explain to the nation how could the Prime Minister keep such ministers who are being alleged for various scams and corruptions. It is for Prime Minister to explain.
All right, we'll slide into a short break now on this special bulletin. When we come back, we'll continue this discussion. Gnani will also join us right here in our studio. Stay tuned.